Hey everyone, it's me, LT the Monk. We are here at the start of session 3. So this is your final video session, and I hope that as you've been watching these videos and having the sessions in class or at home, wherever you've been, I hope you've been able to work on your own verse. So by the time we get to the end of this, you'll have everything ready to finish writing the verse, hopefully to perform the verse to your friends, your family, your teachers, on social media, on YouTube, whatever you want to do with this verse. I hope it'll be ready by the end. And to begin our final session, this isn't a tongue twister. These are actually my own lyrics from a song of mine called Class of 23. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, anywhere you listen to music. But I thought this would be a really cool example to show you how I put everything that we're learning here together into song. So at the start of the second verse, this is where these lyrics are from, I say, "Call me Walter Elias." Walter Elias is Disney's first name and middle name, and Disney is a huge inspiration on my art. So I say, "Call me Walter Elias. Build a world might only appear with the falling of eyelids." So that's to say that when you're sinking into the kind of dream world that Disney built with all of his fantasy worlds, all of his movies and cartoons, it was the falling of eyelids. You might have to close your eyes so you can start dreaming for the worlds to really come to you. So I say, build a world might only appear with the falling of eyelids. Whether you're a hippie who connects, say open your third iris, or as nostalgic as a slice of apple pie, it's my dream. So you'll see there you have these complete rhymes, and then you also have this half rhyme here. So you have pie, it's rhyming with iris and eyelids and Elias. So that was the mixing of rhymes that I was telling you about in our first video. But we also have this topic. So again, I'm talking about building a world, being the dream world. And some people said that when Walt Disney was building his world, it was this very progressive, hippie, countercultural kind of world where in stuff like Alice in Wonderland, it would just be this dream world, which is out of this world. You know, it wouldn't be really normal. A lot of weird things would be going on. But a lot of people would also say that Walt Disney was very conservative, very traditional in his values, as American as apple pie, or as nostalgic as a slice of apple pie, linking back to talking about childhood, when we have those memories of eating these desserts when we go to theme parks. So I'm just saying that whatever you consider my world to mean, this is the world that I've built, my dream world that you enter in when you listen to my music. So I want us to wrap this together as our warm-up, and then taking as nostalgic as a slice of apple pie, taking that line, we're going to jump off into the final piece of the puzzle for your verse, which is wordplay. But just to wrap it together, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Call me Walter Elias, but a world might only appear with the falling of eyelids. Where the hippies who connect say open your third iris, or as nostalgic as a slice of apple pie, it's my dream. So you can try that out. Try it with just your voice to begin to get comfortable, or you can go straight into clapping out the rhythm, and you might want to listen to the song so you could hear what the rhythm is, and then try rapping it. But to go to this last line, we have as nostalgic as a slice of apple pie. So that is a thing called, and hopefully someone will jump up right there and say, that's a simile. A simile is when you're comparing two things using like or as. So everything that we're about to talk about with wordplay isn't literal. And here you can put your hand up if you use the word literally all the time when things aren't literal. If you say my head is literally going to explode, or I was literally on cloud nine, or I'm so embarrassed and so scared of performing my verse in front of my class, I could literally die right now. We're not going to be talking literally. These are all going to be figures of speech. So, as nostalgic as a slice of apple pie is saying that the memory or what we're doing here with the building of the dream world can give you as much nostalgia as eating a slice of apple pie. So to give you some more examples, we can go through stuff like as fast as a Lamborghini, or as unbelievable as seeing a unicorn flying. So here's where we'll pause for a second, just because I'm going to add some similes. I want you guys to go through simile by simile and just shout out whatever you think the best ending to the simile could be, because these are the kind of things that you could also add into your verse. To go back to, if our topic were Canada from the second video, if I said Canada is as cold as, you could say as ice. And then you could say Canada is as cold as ice, but for a beautiful country, you have to pay a price. You know, you can go off of that. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to add in a few similes, and you can tell me what you think, or tell your classmates, tell your teachers, what you think the best ones would be. So let's see. What similes do you think would be a good test? So what could complete something like as funny as, angry, annoying, beautiful, lovable, optimistic, and let's say unbelievable. So again, you can pause right here and you can fill these in. Add in as cold as hot as slow as tiny as big as. Add those in, and then after you've done that, we'll get to the second part of wordplay, which is a metaphor. So a metaphor, and again, somebody could jump in right here and say, I know what a metaphor is, but if you don't, a metaphor is very similar to a simile. The only difference is, instead of saying like or as to compare the two, you're going to say a little bit more strongly. You'll just say something is something else. So rather than being as fast as a Lamborghini, you could say when I run, I am a Lamborghini speeding through. Or rather than being as courageous as a lion, when I show bravery, I am a lion fighting through fear. So again, maybe you can take a few things, take a few adjectives like annoying, angry again, and then rather than saying like or as, just give the strongest image that you can. So to take a few of those, maybe we'll say angry. When I am angry, and maybe to say when I get angry, my face goes really red. You could say when I am angry, I am a hot pepper. Face red, just steaming with how angry I am. Or when I am optimistic, I am when I'm optimistic, I am a gazelle who has just made it out of being eaten by a lion. Just to give that image, again, not literal, but to give that image of the gazelle who can't believe they have just made it out without being eaten in the jungle, and just that optimism, that bounce that you would feel. When I am optimistic, I am a gazelle that has just escaped from the reach of a lion. So add those in: angry, optimistic, anything that you can think of. And then that's the second part of wordplay. So we've had number 1, similes, number 2, metaphors, and number 3, the third part of wordplay that you're going to learn right now is pop culture references. So you can pause right here and you can discuss what you think pop culture is. And pop culture is anything popular. That's what pop means. If someone says pop music, it really means popular music. And as a test of if you think it's pop culture or not, you can go around your class, talk with your friends, your family, anything that everyone knows or that a lot of people in the group know, you can say that's popular, and so that's pop culture. Here, you can pause and maybe think of some TV shows, some movies, some books, some sports people, any celebrity that you think a lot of people know or that you know everybody is a fan of, and then you can build some pop culture references off of that. So that really will be a mix of similes and metaphors and pop culture, because if you're going to reference, say, if you're a fan of the Avengers, you could say something like, maybe if you live in a really rural part of Canada and there are bears, there are lions, whatever there are in this really scary part, you could say, my part of Canada is as dangerous as, and this is for the Avengers fans here, it's as dangerous as Thanos. So that's your simile and your pop culture reference. Pop culture being the Avengers and the simile being as dangerous as. Or if you're a fan of Drake, you could say, one day I'm going to be as famous as Drake. Or when I listen to music, I like to dance and I feel as groovy as The Weeknd. Whatever it is, that's your pop culture mixed with your similes / your metaphors. And then the final part of wordplay is syllable wordplay. So that's when you take words that sound similar to each other and you play on those. So that's one of my favorite parts of wordplay, because that's when you're really making your own tongue twisters. So as an example of syllable wordplay, thinking of our second video with Betty, butter, butter, bit of butter, the butter, bitter, and better are all syllable wordplay. They're very similar and you play on them, and it's like a little tongue, or it is a little tongue twister, and any other rapper that does it, it's like they're writing tongue twisters, so you can have a really good time trying it out. So you can take Betty, butter, butter, bit of butter, but there's also real life examples where there's a rapper named Big Pun. He said, caught dead in the middle of Little Italy. Little did he know he was stuck in the middle of some middlemen that didn't do diddly. Something like that. So it was middlemen, Little Italy, didn't do diddly, riddle me, middleman, all of that mixed together, and that's syllable wordplay. So as you're writing a verse, again, topic, subtopics, rhyming dictionary. After that, just write out wordplay on your page and write simile, metaphor, pop culture reference, and syllable wordplay. Try and bring it all together. Add in a simile about your topic, a metaphor, a pop culture reference. Maybe if you can go with the rhyme scheme as well, that would be perfect. So now we're at the end of these videos. Like I said, I'm LT the Monk. It's been so fun showing you all these different principles of rapping, and I hope you guys have had a good time. I hope you're going to enjoy these live sessions together, and I hope you really enjoy performing your verses and maybe even want to continue writing raps and writing verses after this. So thank you again, and I'm really excited to see you all very soon.